Hello, my name is Andy Young. I'm a Security Solutions Architect at Keysight Technologies. This session is to show you the latest features of ThreatSimulator. They fall into three categories, if you like. Firstly, we're going to talk about the Windows endpoint support. From that, of course, comes the second feature, which is support of MITRE ATT&CK framework. And thirdly is email support. Before I do that, just a quick reminder that ThreatSimulator is Keysight's breach and attack simulation solution. It's built on 16 plus years of our security test leadership, and it gives our customers the ability to attack their own network in a totally safe way, thereby highlighting any gaps and misconfigurations that they may have, as well as gaining recommendations to mitigate from ThreatSimulator. So the three categories we spoke of just then. Windows endpoint. So in the topology tab, you might notice that there is a slightly different icon which differentiates itself from the others. This is the Windows endpoint icon, and these of course are the network agent icons. So this is representing the agent that sits on this particular Windows deployment that I have here, and I'm going to be running an assessment against this particular Windows deployment here. Secondly is the MITRE ATT&CK framework. So you can see under the assessment tab we have a dedicated screen for the MITRE ATT&CK tactics, and you can see if we switch to there that this of course emulates the MITRE ATT&CK framework, and you can see the various different tactics in the columns, and under those of course are the techniques and sub-techniques, and if you wish to highlight a particular tactic, you could highlight create an assessment from those and thereby create custom assessments. I'm going to cancel that and go to the classic assessment tab here for you, and you can see from here that we have another use case using the MITRE ATT&CK framework. In this case, you might wish to make sure that, for example, ATT&CK might have an interest in you, and you might wish to make sure that all the TTPs that they use against you, you have adequate defenses for no gaps and mitigate. So you can do that with a click of a button here. The third thing I was going to show you is the email functionality. So let's say you wish to target an email account and you wish to make sure that it was protected from receiving any executable script. So there's some predefined assessments here for you with 16 different audits within there, and you might wish to see that those are blocked by your email security gateway or policy that you have defined. What I'm going to do is run an assessment that kind of brings all of that together. So under this particular group here, there's a predefined one for you. This one starts off with an enterprise email phishing attempt. That's going to be targeting an email account which we can view during the attack. This tab here, I'll show you that shortly. And that then leads on to targeting the Windows endpoint with a remote access Trojan. It consists of a browser opening up, downloading malicious file. It's a compressed file. It uncompresses it into the directory. It then opens up files from within there. There's a Word document, for example, that has macros and an associated malicious executable, which leads on to the downloading of TeamViewer and the installation of that, privilege escalation, searching around for particular file types and exfiltrating them off the Windows machine. So let's run that. I click this button here, and then I have to define two things really. Firstly is the Windows endpoint, and this is the one that I have available to me, so I'll select that in the drop down, and then the email account, and this is the email account I wish to target. All I have to do is give it a name and click add and run scenario, and of course I could run this on a scheduled basis or could run this daily. As this initializes, I'll have to be relatively quick. I'll go to the email inbox here. Again, this is OWA. This is me monitoring the inbox. Of course, ThreatSimulator is doing exactly the same through the agent that we've assigned through the Microsoft Graph API. And we can see that we've received an email here, which I'm sure you would recognize as a phishing email. Not everyone does, and the attack continues once the users clicked one of these links here. So at this stage here, I need to go back to the Windows machine, and we can see that I'm not clicking anything here. We can see that the browser has opened up and downloaded a file. That file has gone into the downloads directory. It's a compressed one, and shortly we'll see it uncompressing into a temporary directory, and from there it will attempt to access files within there. And of course, as it does that, the standard Windows point detection has picked that up. We would like to think that that has prevented any further stages of the attack. We can go back to ThreatSimulator and see where we are right now. Well, of course, the first stage, the delivery, was allowed, which obviously is not such a good thing. We can look at the details, and as I say, we have the ability through the agent to query the email accounts through the MS Graph API. And from that, we're able to determine that actually, yes, the email was received. And of course, we saw that through OWA access as well. So that's not such a good thing. We will, as the attack continues, start to see these other stages initialize until the attack is stopped. And what we expect to see here is that this was blocked. That's certainly what we saw on the Windows endpoint, and then the further stages 3, 4, and 5 will be skipped. So we'll give that a minute to run that, or report that back, and then if we go and look at the Windows machine as the attack finishes up, all of the kind of artifacts that were installed, downloaded onto and installed and executed as part of this assessment will be cleaned up. So let's go back to ThreatSimulator and wait for this report this assessment to report back as completed. So we can see that that's completed as we expected. We could go into more details. Do that in this demonstration. And now we'll just wait for the artifacts to be cleaned up. That will conclude this demonstration. So firstly, thank you very much for your time, and please enjoy the new features of the latest release of ThreatSimulator. Thank you and goodbye.